Well, attention high school sophomores and juniors, time is running out to apply for your chance to be a government official for the day. For the fourth consecutive year, County Executive Leopold, Anne Arundel County Public Schools, and the County Council are sponsoring a student model government program. Mark Chang from the Office of Community and Constituent Services is here in our Community Spotlight with more. Mark?
Thank you, Eric and Carla. I'm here in the Anne Arundel County Council chamber, where we're here to talk about today the upcoming student model government process. Each year, the Office of Community and Constituent Services, through the Office of County Executive, and also in partnership with the Anne Arundel County Public Schools, reaches out to students in both 10th and 11th grade throughout the county, both in public and private schools, to participate in this program. Today, I'm here with Ms. Brenda Reber, Director of Community and Constituent Services, and also Mrs. Heather Jenkins with the Anne Arundel County School System, and she is the Administrator of Student Leadership and Development with the public school system. What I'd like to do is start off with Ms. Reber, and could you tell us an overview of what the student model government process is?
Sure. The student model government consists of 3 parts for the students. We bring them in for a day of orientation, then they have an opportunity for job shadowing, and then we have the mock council session itself.
Great. And what role does the Community and Constituent Services have in developing the program?
Oh, well, we give an overview to the students of all the departments in the county, and we also come up with debate topics for them to use at the council session, things that may be interesting to the students.
Sure. Ms. Reber, could you tell us why County Executive Leopold finds this program very important for the students?
Well, County Executive Leopold thinks it's important for the students to learn what government is all about through a hands-on experience.
You mentioned earlier about a job shadowing component to the program. Could you tell us a little more about that?
Of course. On the applications, the students get to indicate what departments they find interesting. And we match the students with a director of those departments to spend a day together and learn how it really works, the bare bones of how government works.
And how can students get more information about this program?
Well, they can get more information through their public schools or by contacting the Office of Community and Constituent Services.
And what's that number?
The number for us is 410-222-1785.
And what is the deadline for those applications?
Oh, the deadline for the applications is February 4th.
Great, great. Jumping over to Mrs. Jenkins, I know the Office of Community and Constituent Services really appreciate all the help and support that your office has provided in the past. Could you tell the folks out there what your office specifically does for the students in Anne Arundel County?
Sure, Mark. Well, as you mentioned, I'm the administrator for the Office of Student Leadership Development, and my office really focuses on any sort of opportunity or different programs that students can participate in to cultivate leadership skills, be it a program that teaches leadership skills or, in the case of model government, where they're actually able to practice the skills that they do have. A lot of times we work with outside organizations such as the county council, the state government, community organizations, even our student governments within our schools to help provide those opportunities for students.
Great. And how is your office publicizing this program this year?
Once we receive the information, we send it out to all of our high schools, to our principals, our social studies department chairs, our student government advisors, so in different areas where students in the clubs or classes or programs would most likely be able to participate in this model government program. But all students have the opportunity and access to the information within our school system. Also, if they didn't get it in the classroom or within the schoolhouse, on our Anne Arundel County Public Schools website, we also have a newsletter called the Access Newsletter that's for students, parents, teachers, community members, and business partners, where they could also get that information electronically.
Great. And with your office focusing on student leadership, how is this program cultivating leadership with the students in the county?
Well, when we look at leadership, a lot of times we first look at the ability for students to develop their leadership or personal leadership, where they're actually looking at the skills that it takes to become a leader. Then we like to look for opportunities to utilize those skills in both the school and community. And then the final level of leadership is looking at civic engagement, which model government is an excellent example of, where students can actually utilize those leadership skills in a real-world situation.
Thank you, Mrs. Jenkins, and thank you, Ms. Reber, for both being on the program and to talk about the student model government process. So for all you 10th and 11th grade students who are out there, please get those applications in. And again, if you need an application, please contact the Office of Community and Constituent Services at 410-222-1785. And the deadline to get those applications is Friday, February 4th. and the MALC Council will be here in Annapolis on Monday, March 21st. Back to you in the studio.
Well, that program looks like a good resume builder and a lot of fun. Eric, if you could be the head of a department in the county for the day, what would you be?
For just one day? I think I'd have to be the, gosh, I know all the department heads are probably watching this and they're going to say, it would be my department. No.
Office of Emergency Management.
No, I don't want to work with Hodge. No. I think I'd take Rec and Parks. I mean, it's just a sports guy in me. I got to take Rec and Parks and, go out to the swim centers and visit the parks and check out the athletic
sounds like a pretty good
games.
job.
It's a tough job. There's a lot of, I tell you, Rec and Parks, land preservation, there's a lot of things that go into recreation and parks. But enough about me. What about you? What job would you take?
You know what? I wouldn't mind being Captain Hodge for the day. I might do emergency management.
You'd want to be Captain Hodge. You'd want to be Captain Hodge at all? Oh,
I would want to switch places with Captain Hodge for the day.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. Well, that's good. Captain Hodge is a great guy. Does a wonderful job in our emergency operations centers. And if I don't say so, he'll probably beat me up because he's 3 times my size. We did a lot in this show about high schoolers. We had our Battle of the Bands folks on. We talked about student model government. Great program coming up. If you're a high schooler and you're watching the show, get your resume in, get your application in.
There's a lot going on right now.
Yeah, and high school sports. Talked a lot about high school sports. But I want to focus on one thing here, swimming. I did a little report in the Sports Palace about swimming. I understand you were a swimmer.
I was a swimmer.
Back in the day.
I was, yeah.
So what did you compete in? What type of events?
Mostly distance freestyle. I had the kind of tough job of always doing the 500, which was the longest event in high school swimming when I was around. I think it still is. Sometimes the 200 individual medley, which is hard because you have to do every stroke, a little bit of every stroke. But I liked doing relays a lot because you're swimming with other people and it's so short. It's only a couple of laps.
So tell me this. You did most of your swimming in the pool. Any type of distance swimming in open water?
I was going to say, I think I did all my swimming in the pool. No, not really, though. I was open water certified as a lifeguard. So.
Did you ever save anybody's life?
No, I mostly yelled at kids to stop running.
Yelling at kids, preparing you for maybe a future role as a mom someday.
There you go.
So that works.
What about you, Eric?
What about me?
Yeah.
I watch people swim. No, I love the water, but I never was on a swim team or anything like that. I wrestled and played baseball and soccer and football and all the other sports, but we never had swim teams when I was in high school. So,
Yeah.
But I was never a lifeguard, never saved anybody. No good stories like that. Well, that wraps up this week's edition of Week in Review. You can watch this episode online anytime at www.aacounty.org. Archive episodes are available at blip.tv, and you can also subscribe to our free video podcast at iTunes. Please tune in again next week for more highlights and news from around your county. We'll see you next time.